This whole city technically started as a single dot on a railroad map, not even a town yet, just the spot where two train lines happened to cross. Today, about 500,000 people live right where that dot used to be, and if you count everyone around it, over 6 million. This is Atlanta, and it's home to the busiest airport on the entire planet. Somewhere in this city sits a locked room, holding one of the most valuable secrets alive today, and only a couple of people currently know everything inside it. Stick around, because we're getting to exactly what's in there. Start at the gold dome you can spot from almost anywhere downtown. That gold isn't paint. It's real gold leaf, mined from Dahlonega, Georgia, site of America's first major gold rush, decades before anyone struck gold in California. The dome still gets regilded with real gold every few decades, and it's still the working Capitol building today, where Georgia's legislature meets every single year. A few blocks over sits the actual vault this whole video started with. Coca-Cola was invented right here in Atlanta in 1886 by a local pharmacist trying to make a headache tonic. The exact formula has never been fully published. It's locked inside a real vault at World of Coca-Cola, and reportedly, only a couple of people know the complete recipe at any given time. The company still guards it that tightly today, even though the drink sells in over 200 countries. Just around the corner, a park built for a 2-week event still shapes how the whole city cools off every summer. Centennial Olympic Park was built for the 1996 Summer Olympics, and it's still one of the busiest public spaces in the city today, especially the Fountain of Rings, where kids run straight through the water jets on hot days, exactly the way people have done since the games ended almost 30 years ago. Right next to that park sits a stadium that spent a few weeks this summer legally unable to say its own name. Mercedes-Benz Stadium's retractable roof was actually designed to copy the Oculus, the open circle at the top of the ancient Roman Pantheon. Mercedes-Benz pays over $10 million a year for naming rights through 2042. But FIFA has a strict rule: no corporate names on World Cup venues. So for the length of this summer's World Cup, the building operated under the name Atlanta Stadium, with nearly 2,000 logos covered up around the building, except one. The giant Mercedes star on the roof stayed uncovered because it was so massive and so hard to reach that FIFA made a one-time exception. Once the tournament wrapped, the name switched right back. Head east now, into the neighborhood where a very different kind of history was made and is still being lived out today. This is Sweet Auburn, and Ebenezer Baptist Church is where Martin Luther King Jr. preached for years, following in his father's footsteps in the same pulpit. The church still holds services today, in the same sanctuary. A short walk from there sits the place where that story reaches its quietest point. At the King Center, Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King are both buried on a small island in the middle of a reflecting pool with an eternal flame burning beside the tomb. It's been kept lit continuously since the center opened, and it's still tended today, visited by people from all over the world every single day. South of downtown, an entirely different kind of history sits quietly under old oak trees. Oakland Cemetery has been Atlanta's main cemetery since 1850, and Gone with the Wind author Margaret Mitchell is buried here. It's not treated like a typical graveyard either. The city still runs public walking tours and community garden days through it today, turning a 19th century cemetery into one of Atlanta's more unusual public green spaces. Head back toward Midtown, and there's a theater that almost never opened as a theater at all. The Fox Theater was originally built in 1929 to be a Shriner's Temple, all Middle Eastern-style architecture and domed ceilings, before the Great Depression forced the group to lease it out as a movie palace instead. In the 1970s, the building was actually scheduled for demolition until a public Save the Fox campaign raised enough money to stop it. Today, it's still a full-time concert venue, hosting touring shows nearly every week. Just up the road sits a park with an identity crisis baked into its own history. Piedmont Park hosted the 1895 Cotton States and International Exposition, a giant fair meant to show the rest of the country that the South had rebuilt itself after the Civil War. Today, that same land hosts some of the city's biggest annual festivals and concerts, packed with people who have no idea a 19th century World's Fair ever happened on that exact grass. One last stop, in a building that used to hold something completely different than what's up there today. Ponce City Market used to be a massive Sears catalog warehouse, one of the biggest buildings in the entire South when it opened in 1926, built right next to the rail lines the same way most of this city was. Today, the building holds shops and restaurants inside, but the real surprise is on the roof. A full amusement park, mini golf, and a Ferris wheel included, sitting on top of a 100-year-old warehouse with a view straight down over the same railroad corridor that built this whole city in the first place. Gold Dome, Secret Formula, Olympic Park, renamed Stadium, Church, Tomb, Cemetery, Theater, Fairground, Old Warehouse. 10 stops, and almost every single one of them is still doing something today that started decades, or in some cases over a century ago. Subscribe. There's a lot more of this coming.